Hey, so I just got a couple of messages from some friends and they were asking about how to make raised beds. So I want to do a quick tutorial about raised beds. The key here is you don't always need to have a raised bed unless you're in the north end of Tacoma, which there's a lot of toxins in the soil for you. Or if you're trying to actually create a garden bed on top of kind of a concrete area. So I've got a friend, and I'll try to figure out how to intermix some photos into this a little bit later, but I've got a friend who's got a concrete slab that they're working on turning into a garden. So first things first, make sure that you can somehow create some drainage still in your bin or box that you're going to create to hold your garden bed. So oftentimes if we put something directly on concrete, that concrete will actually cause too much of a barrier and it will hold water into your garden box and it will actually rot the roots of your plants. So if you're going to build a box on solid ground, make sure to put in some other like large pieces of wood or rock or something to actually allow drainage to happen in that site. So Kristen said I should probably talk about how to actually make a bed. So I don't do anything fancy. I said this when I planted in my garden seeds. I'm kind of a messy gardener. So I went to Home Depot. Yes, I know. I wasn't quite on lockdown yet. But I went to Home Depot, literally went back to the area where they throw a bunch of wood away, and I grabbed everything I could get onto my cart, and for $28, I'm able to now plant 3 beds. So how do you actually make a bed? If you've got the supplies, it's pretty easy. You just need to make sure that all of your edges are actually lined up in a way that they can be screwed into something more solid to give your actual garden box a little bit of support. So what's going to happen is that when soil comes in here, it's going to push out on your box. So you want to actually make sure that you have support systems in there to hold the box as it might shift when you put soil in. So I put in a couple of little cross struts here, nothing too wild and crazy. Again, my challenge is nothing is straight on these boxes. Guess what? The plants don't care. They're not actually going to ask, is this box straight? Is this box not? Just like we shouldn't ask those things. I'm just saying. So in this area, one of the things we're going to actually do, or I did already, I guess, was just kind of screwed everything onto this little side. You have to figure out how to square things up just so it can hold soil. We're not trying to hold water, so it doesn't need to be tight. And in fact, what we want to do is have a few gaps in here because we still want things to move through this. Now, I had somebody ask me why I wasn't using treated wood for this project. One reason why is that sometimes that treated wood can actually leach some of the chemicals into the food you eat. It doesn't happen too often, but at this point in time, the other reason why I didn't use treated wood is that this stuff was really cheap. And I'll be able to actually have a garden in this area for multiple years. Now, if the wood starts to break down in a couple of years, that'll be okay. I'll just build another box.